And welcome back to beautiful DeSoto, Kansas. We are live from DeSoto High School for the second half of play to crown a champion. Here in the Hardwood Classic, Trojans of Topeka, the Wildcats, the home DeSoto squad, and the Trojans come out firing. Nice little bucket underneath by Addison Carroll. First bucket of the game for her. Trojans. There we go, looking at the scoreboard over there. There it is, 22-19. 3-point margin for the Trojans. First half stats for you here in just a second. Leisman works on the outside against Addison Tower. Takes a shot at the short corner, no good. Here comes Conley and the Wildcats. Kinsey Farmer brings it up in the front court. She stops, pops the three, makes it look so easy. Mackenzie Farmer. That is her third, fourth, and fifth points of this contest. We are tied up at twos, 22-22. Just underway here in the second half of action. Here at DeSoto High School, we're at the Wildcat Den. Glad you're with us here on A10Varsity.com. Kiki Smith, long three, nice rebound underneath. LaDacia Baird puts it back in. So we have I think we might have an equipment malfunction perhaps. Gonna get that all squared away. Back into the contest, face Shields. Shields and Addison Carroll, both ranking 6A honorable mention all-state selections to go along with Kiki Smith's first team all-state. Class 6A. Kinsey Farmer being double-teamed in the back. Got to get it across. Addison Tower, they just do. Tower a little behind the back, dribbling. Finds Conley. Conley's going to go ahead and work that baseline. She does so well. Here come the Trojans. LaDacia Baird. Bounce pass, left side, Leisman. Good! Ayana Leisman. Their first trifecta of this contest. Puts Topeka up by 4, 27-22, 6:04, 6:03. Left to play in the third. More full court pressure being applied by the Trojans. That 2-3 zone that they went to really stymied this Wildcat offense before the shot. Defensive foul. I think they're going to get Leisman on that one, which would, I believe, be her third. So we wait for the official announcement, and it is. She's the only player with 3 fouls so far. To inbound, it's going to be Mackenzie Farmer. Coach Roby on the far side, lobbying for maybe a call to go his way. There's Conley. She makes it look so easy. Violet Conley, but she loses the handle on it. Another turnover for the Wildcats. That makes it an even 24. Down in the corner, baseline drive. Thought better of it, did Baird. Probably a wise choice. And matching 2-3 zones. Wildcats go into that zone. Of course, the Trojans see that every day in practice. And they make pretty short order of that. 27-22. Favor of the Trojans at Topeka High. Topeka and DeSoto coming in with perfect records. 3-0 for the Wildcats, 2-0 for the Trojans. One will leave undefeated. One will leave with their first loss of the season. Winner, of course, take home the championship hardware of the Hardwood Classic 2022. Missed by the Trojans. Here comes Farmer. Right side to Tuttle. Back down, short corner to Conley. Back-to-back trips up the floor. Back-to-back turnovers for the Wildcats. So you see Amanda Tower getting ready to check in. That one circles the drain, but it doesn't go down. sure what they're going to call on that one. We'll find out. I guess it was just on the arm. A little bit sloppy defense. It's going to be Addison Tower to throw it in for the Wildcats. But as you see, the Trojans now are matching up full court. They've had pretty good success with this so far. Amanda Tower in the back. Addison Tower trying to bring it up. Able to get it across within the 10. Lila Conley wide open. She gives up that shot for a better one. Beautiful pass to Ava O'Brien right underneath the bucket. And she makes one. And it makes it 27-24 in favor of Topeka. I think the officials are having a word with Coach Hicks over there. She's a little bit animated. She always is. Does such a great job for the Trojans. And her players absolutely love her. And you can tell by the way that they play so hard. There's Kiki Smith. Relatively quiet in the first half in the scoring column. Kicks it out to Baird. Baird's had the hot hand. Let's see if they're going to get this one on 10. That's going to be against Mackenzie Farmer. I think that's her either the first or second. That is her second. A little bit of an aggressive push, trying to get in position for the rebound. It's going to stay Trojan ball. That's Kamara Marshall to throw it in underneath. They found Joe Benning. She put it up, couldn't get it to fall. But instead, she's trading that out for a trip to the charity stripe and her team up by 3. And that's the 4-11, the 4-1-1, if you will, and that's how much time we have left in the third. Benning. First shot is good, nothing but. And that is Benning's first point of this contest. 6-foot sophomore. A lot of senior leadership on this Trojan team, but I can tell you this, just looking up and down the roster, the future is definitely bright. They just seem to kind of reload, and she's able to get the roll. Joe Benning with a couple. 5-point Trojan advantage. 4:05 left in the third, and another turnover force. Kiki Smith puts it up. I beg your pardon, Kiki Smith to Baird, who puts it up and in. And that's how they get it done in Trojan land. 7 points separate the two teams. Topeka, 31 to Soto 24. 4 minutes left to play in the third, and you are watching it live only on 810varsity.com. Halfway through the third quarter, 31-27 Trojans over the Wildcats. It's going to be a defensive foul. Going to stay possession of the Wildcats. And then that's going to be a jump ball. And I think that's what Coach Hicks was arguing about on a couple of previous trips up the floor, that rather than the reach, it should have been a jump ball, and perhaps her lobbying earned that jump ball. Here comes Tower down the lane. She is blocked by Kiki Smith. Smith bringing it up, filling the left lane. Here come the Trojans. Left side for Shields, no good. Rebound. That is Amanda Tower. And that was a foul that absolutely didn't have to be made, and LaDacia Baird just getting a little bit too aggressive on that effort. It's going to be the 4th team foul against the Trojans. this half, only the first for Baird. Amanda Tower to throw it into Kinsey Farmer. Topeka going back to the 2-3, almost kind of a modified 2-1-2. The wings spread out just a little bit wide down low. Kinsey Farmer nowhere to go with it, playing catch up around top of the wheel. Left side, Amanda Tower kicks it back up top to Kinsey Farmer. 24 points total for the Wildcats. Only 4 so far this quarter. And Violet Conley looking to change that. And that's going to be foul. LaDaisha Baird, that is her second foul of the contest. Violet Conley sinks the first of her 2 opportunities. That is Violet's 3rd point of the contest. The 5'10" junior, honorable mention All-State last year. Player that the coaches call the most bouncy player on the team. She makes them both. 31-26. 5-point advantage for the Trojans. 2.50 left in the third. I think they're going to get a 3-second call on Joe Benning. She didn't argue much with that one. Quinn Carpenter back into the contest for the Wildcats, and she's done a great job just kind of hanging out down there in the short corner, popping up when she needs to. And there's Conley. You know, we talked about the impact that Conley had in the last game against Scion. And potentially one of the reasons that this Topeka team was able to build up a little bit of a lead was Conley's absence on the court. She had a couple of early fouls in the first quarter. Here's Farmer down in the right. There's Carpenter, but she gets it picked, and just that fast, Wildcats pick it back. Tuttle for 3. She has one already. Can't get that one to fall. Back up top, Tuttle's going to drive the lane, but she moved her feet before the ball hit the floor. That's going to be a travel and another turnover by the Wildcats. So we're now at 26 turnovers, and we have 2:15 left to play in the third quarter. Kiki Smith being guarded against by really being pestered top of the key by Farmer. Back into the contest, Tamara Marshall, the 5'3" freshman that just oozes potential, oozes talent. And Kiki Smith tries to get away with one there, but that's not going to work against this defense of the Wildcats. And what a fantastic job by Amanda Tower to go up strong with that. But what she did is she used her body to be able to get that shot off, draw the foul. Now she's at the charity stripe, going to shoot 2. Her team's down by 5 to the Trojans. Make it 4. Amanda Tower, she's got 3 on this one. Back in is Addison Carroll for the Trojans. And Tower makes them both. She's got 4. And the Wildcats only have 3 to match the Trojans. That's going to be just a little bit of a push. That's been one of the emphasis, well, really over the past couple of years. The emphasis on not impeding the path of the ball handler. Kiki Smith, top of the key, being guarded by Tuttle. Puts a move on, corkscrew, free throw line. Saw Addison Carroll underneath. Here's Faith Shields doing her thing. She goes up strong. And she walks right to the charity stripe. She's been a couple of times. Faith Shields with 5. That could make it 6 and potentially 7. Their team's up by 3. Last minute 19, the third quarter. That one off the back iron. The 26 turnovers so far by the Wildcats are matched, if my math is correct, by 16 by the Trojans. So certainly not a clean game for either squad. Plenty of room for improvement. Both of these teams and got great coaches, and they'll get it right. No question about that. Here's Quinn Carpenter up top, gives it over to Tuttle. And now Topeka playing more of a man-to-man defense. And they're going to get Mackenzie Farmer on the travel. That was a good call by the official. Very keen eye. Kiki Smith and the Trojans. Less than a minute to play in the third. Up by 3. I'm sure they'd feel a lot better if they were up by a little bit more, because this Wildcat team can score points in a hurry. They can force turnovers in a hurry. There's Tuttle driving the baseline up off the glass, no good. But guess who's in there for the rebound? That's Violet Conley. Gets it again. Finally loses it. 25 seconds. Nice pass underneath, up and in. That was textbook right there. Kiki Smith gets it over to Leisman, who lays it up and in. Well, no indication quite yet. There we finally have the score up on the scoreboard, 33-28. Thought that perhaps I missed something, which I often do. 35-28. There we go. I was going to say scoring explosion with nobody putting it through the cylinder. 10 seconds to play. There's Farmer. And for the second time, that's the second travel call to Mackenzie Farmer, and she's not happy. Neither is Coach Roby. 9, 8, 7, 33-28. Can the Trojans add to the lead before the end of the quarter? Shot from the free throw line, and it's good. Ayana Leisman. She doesn't call bank, but bank it does. And she's making bank for the Trojans as we go in to the fourth quarter. And the Trojans up 35-28. The championship game. The Hardcourt Classic. Right here on a10varsity.com.
Jack Stack carryout comes in clutch.
Welcome back to beautiful DeSoto, Kansas. We are live from DeSoto High School. Final quarter of the final game of the girls' bracket. DeSoto and Topeka. Everything we thought it'd be and a little bit more. Topeka, after that little scoring explosion in the third quarter, now with the 7-point advantage over the Wildcats. 35-28. It's really the story of the third quarter for Topeka was the Anna Leisman's show. She scores 7, but the Trojans force another, I swear I do the math right, but I'm scratching my head thinking how is this possible, and they're still so close to this. Topeka team, but 12 turnovers in the third quarter for the Wildcats. 37-28. And another turnover forced by the pressure of the Trojan defense. Nice little look. Come in a little bit closer now underneath. And talk about a huge timely rebound. That's Addison Carroll. Addison Carroll got the offensive rebound. She wasn't being checked or blocked out or anything. She was just right there. So, well, I might as well put it back up. Then the defense kind of collapsed on her. Foul is earned. The extra point attempt is no good. 11 points. Trojans over the Wildcats. Mackenzie Farmer trying to will her team back into this one. Violet Conley. Neither team in foul trouble individually. 17 fouls against. And for the first time, whistle blows on this side of the court, and they don't get a travel on poor Mackenzie Farmer. And in fact, it'll be against her counterpart on the other side. That is going to be the fourth. You know, I just talked about nobody really in foul trouble. Well, guess what? Addison Carroll is. That is her fourth foul at the 7:12 mark left in regulation. Mackenzie Farmer stands at the stripe. No good. Neither team shooting very well from the charity stripe or just well in general. Both teams under 20% from the field. How about this? There's a get healthy look. Can't get the roll. And again, Kamara Marshall. Underneath, there's Joe Benning cleaning up the trash. Makes it 41-28. Joe Benning has 4. Trojans up by 13. It's going to be a blocking call. And now with 18 fouls, soon to be 9, we are in 1-1 territory for one more foul. Then we'll go to shooting 2 for every subsequent foul called against the Trojans. Towers' first shot is no good on that shooting foul. Just a reminder, following the conclusion of this game, we'll have an awards presentation. Then we'll have a few minutes before the Wildcats, the boys Wildcats, and the Northmen of Oak Park do battle in the championship game for the boys bracket. 29-14. And here come the Wildcats with some aggressive defense. Well, just as I said that, Kiki Smith gets it right back. Underneath, they get it to Joe Benning. Oh, that's a thing of beauty, the vision that Kiki Smith has. We talked about how she hasn't exactly burned up the nets scoring, but what she has done is just done a fantastic job of feeding her teammates. And when the shots aren't falling for the All-Stater, she finds other ways to make a difference. Make a difference she has, to the tune of a 14-point advantage for the visiting Trojans of Topeka High. We're going to be right back here on A10Varsity.com. How tasty with a little bit of Jack Stack B this afternoon after the games. We have a 5 p.m. tip-off scheduled for the boys championship between DeSoto and Oak Park. And I think we're going to be pretty darn close to that, maybe just a skosh after 5 o'clock. But we still have a lot of basketball to play in this one. 6 minutes and 12 seconds in regulation, in fact. 43-29. Topeka making the trip down I-70 to DeSoto. Although I wonder if they came in K10 wise. Who knows? Enough about geography and maps. Cartography. As we wait Joe Bennings. +1. And she gets another one and a +1 for her team. It's now 44-29. Biggest lead of the contest, 15 points for the Trojans. Wildcats have just over 6 minutes to try to play catch-up. Not going to get it done that way, but good hustle by Ava O'Brien. And a long outlet pass to Anna Leisman, and it's in. Kiki Smith with the assist. 3/4 court pass to Leisman. And Leisman leading all scores with 16. Nice little turnaround. Little baby hook, can't get that to go. 46-29. The Wildcats desperately need a stop and to put a couple of shots together. This one is absolutely going to get out of hand. Kiki Smith, baseline drive. No foul call. They get it to Joe underneath. She misses. Rebound, still nothing. Joe goes out for a shot again. Joe Benning. All she's done in the fourth quarter, shoot foul shots. She's going to have a couple of them on this one. Just good will and determination by the defense of the Trojans. This is the second foul on Amanda Tower. Coming back into the contest to spell Addison Tower is going to be Carly Tuttle. .32 turnovers, really the story for the Wildcats. And that one's just a little bit short. Rebound go to the Wildcats. Here comes Mackenzie Farmer. Just over 5 to play. Amanda Tower drives the lane, bounce pass. That's going to be a turnover again. Faith Shields bringing it up over to Kiki Smith on the right side. And this is just about the time that you kind of expect Kiki Smith to have a little coming out party on the scoreboard. She feeds inside. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points to the left on your screen, which does mean Wildcats are going to have it. 4:45, 46-29. Only 1 point scored in the fourth quarter for DeSoto. Off an Amanda Tower free throw. 11 scored by the Trojans. Here comes Mackenzie Farmer. Left side, kicks it out around the horn, around the wheel up top. Conley for 3, no good. Rebound Trojans, Kiki Smith. Smith with more assists than points. And there she is, Kiki Smith. It's only her 6th and 7th point, but her presence has been absolutely immeasurable for this Trojan team. We talk about field generals, that leadership out there personified by Kiki Smith, one of the best in the state to do it. 48-29. That is the 4th foul on Faith Shields. The Wildcats can string together some buckets and stop turning the ball over, forcing it far too many times. We have more turnovers than points. And that's probably going to be true for the duration of this contest. 18 points separate the Topeka Trojans. The Wildcats of DeSoto. Kinsey Farmer makes them both. That's a little shot in the arm. Expect maybe some full court pressure. We're not going to see it. DeSoto back to a, well, what are we going to have here? Back to a 2-3 zone. Here's Kiki Smith. She was able to exploit that quite well earlier, and there she is again. Kiki Smith. Kiki Smith with 9. Back to a 19-point Trojan lead. Right side, long for Tower. Off the back iron, here come the Trojans again. LaDaisha Baird gets it over to Smith. Smith back up top. Right wing. She makes it look so easy. Kiki Smith with her second tray of the game. Gives her 12 into double digits. As we said, this is a perfect opportunity right now for her to get healthy in the scoring column. She has, according to my math, 14 assists and 12 points. There's Tuttle, left wing. She's going to drive. Trojans is going to let her go through. Back to a 20-point lead for the Trojans. Kiki Smith is going to kind of walk this one up. Again, a reminder, after the conclusion of this and the awards ceremony, we will have the ultimate game in the boys bracket between DeSoto and Oak Park. I can assure you folks, that is going to be everything you think it is and a little bit more. A lot of athleticism on both squads. Nice pass underneath. That's going to be a jump ball, I do believe. Possession arrow pointing in favor of Topeka. Here comes Addison Carroll in for Joe Benning. Three freshmen on this Trojan roster. Expect them to make a strong run into the postseason again this year. Kamar Marshall, how impressive has she been as well? She is pure athleticism. And talk about athleticism, Yana Leisman, she's only 5'4", but the junior playing well above her height. 13 of the Trojans' 53 points. Less than 2 to play before this one is over. And there's a steal by Violet Conley, and you know she's going to play strong until the very end. Tuttle turns it over again. Carly Tuttle, just all kinds of frustrated in this one. You can see her body language, the expression on her face. She just can't catch a break. But fortunately for her and the Wildcats, this is only game 4 of a very long season. You've got one of the best coaches in the state to get them right, to fine-tune it. And oh yeah, they're going to have 2021 All-State guard Matt Carson returning to the lineup. They're not sure exactly when, but they're optimistic that it's going to happen maybe even before the end of the year. And that is going to make this roster even more lethal. 21, separate the two. Minute and a half to go here in DeSoto. Hardwood Classic, Tower for 3. That's Amanda Tower. Got a nice looking stroke. There's LaDaisha Baird. And there's Leisman coming over. And it's not a bad timeout there for Coach Hicks. As David Trimble would say, well, you can't take them with you, so you might as well use them. 1:07 to play. The Trojans, 54. And the Wildcats, 36. We'll be right back on a10varsity.com. We are back here for the final minute and 1 second of this one. Topeka less than a minute away from claiming the championship trophy here at the Hardwood Classic. Nice looking drive by Carpenter. Carpenter's put together some nice minutes for the Wildcats throughout this entire championship week. So here at the line, making good on the first one. And good on the second. Soto with 38 points, well above their average, or excuse me, well below their average from last year. .22, 21 seconds remain, 55-38. A couple of substitutions in. Good to see the coaches, at least Coach Hicks, clearing the bench and getting some of the other role players some time. Brooklyn Jones, a 5'7" senior, into the contest. As is big number 24, Jakaya Verser. Oh, a 6'3", she's a senior. Final seconds tick away here into Soto. And Verser with a nice shot, gets her own rebound, goes back up with only 5 on the clock. I'm not going to be calling any more shooting fouls at this point. Trojans just need 4.9 to tick away to claim the championship in DeSoto. That was a little bit short, 2 seconds, 1 second. There's the buzzer. And your Trojans of Topeka High School are the 2022 champs of the DeSoto Hardwood Classic. You've been watching it live on a10varsity.com. We'll have the award presentation, the trophies, when we come back. a10varsity.com.
Let's hear it one last time for your Wildcats. And at this time,